Hi, my name is Terrell Dinkins, wealth empowerment speaker and author of One Bucket at a Time, A Woman's Guide to Creating Wealth. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today as I wrap up my four-part series on money. And today I'm going to talk to you about your spouse and money and give you 4 tips on tackling household expenses. But before I do that, I want to apologize about the sound, the echoing sound you may hear, or even the not so cute background. I'm about to head out and get on a plane and head back home to Atlanta. I've been at a beautiful, wonderful conference, but before I left, I wanted to make sure I put this video out for you to finish up the series. So let's talk about these 4 tips. Tip number 1. Make sure that you maximize the financial strengths of each other. And what I mean by that is if your spouse is better at handling expenses and finances in your household, then let them do it. You don't want the spouse covering the bills who has that attitude of the bills will get paid when I get paid, whether they're late or not. No. The person who is better at handling finances, they should probably be the one paying the bills. Tip number 2, use the percentage method when you pay your household expenses. And what I mean by that, hypothetically speaking, if your household income is $100,000, one person makes $60,000 and the other person makes $40,000, then you may want to use that same 60-40 method when it comes to paying your household expenses. The person who makes $60,000 will pay 60% of the household expenses, and the person who makes $40,000 will pay 40% of the household expenses. And the operative word here is household expenses. So if a person has their own personal student loans and the other spouse has their own personal credit cards, and they're still responsible for those, if that is your understanding. You all may again decide to throw everything in a pile, but just looking at the household expenditures, you may want to try the percentage method just to cover those expenses. The third tip I want to share with you is you may want to just divide and conquer. And what I mean by that is you all split all of the bills down the middle, 50-50, and split them in half. Now some people feel like you're not feeling like a marriage when you're splitting things up 50-50, but you got to find out what works best for you and your spouse. And the fourth thing I want you to consider when you're looking at your household expenditures is make sure you consider what is on the financial plate of your spouse. If you know what happens when you have one person who feels like they're overwhelmed when it comes to all of the expenses they have to pay out, plus the household expenses. So again, be considerate of what's already on your spouse's financial plate when it comes to your household expenses. So I hope these 4 tips were helpful for you if you've been tackling what to do when it comes to paying the bills of the house. And I truly appreciate if you continue to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at One Bucket Nation, and follow my YouTube channel at One Bucket Nation as well. Talk to you later, and I hope you had a wonderful financial literacy month. Bye-bye.